Oh, there's no 5-second pause for me this week? You got me? You got me?
Are you okay?
No.
Okay. I was gonna go Roadhouse because the can says Roadhouse, Chris. But as usual,
I like to ruin the good things.
you ruined everything.
I like to ruin the finer things in life.
You know, that clip's got a lot of views, and a lot of people have agreed with me. I got a lot of likes on that one. I was actually very...
How many likes were you? About 47 of them?
Peter all day for an hour is like,
Yes.
click.
It's like,
click.
can Chris McGraw ruin anything
He
else
called
in my
up
life?
Kevin Durant. He's like, let me get all your ghost accounts real quick on Twitter so I can like this stuff.
That honestly what came out of my
That
nose.
was so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on a beautiful... It's starting to warm up.
It
was
nice.
cold as all get out this morning.
it was a pleasant walk back.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at
Did
all.
it rain over here? Because it was raining pretty good out in the suburbs.
Rain for a hot
Today?
minute.
Yeah.
For like a hot minute by my house.
I don't think. Maybe in the morning.
No, it was happening about like 3 or 4 in the afternoon by us.
I think it rained for like 20 minutes around 3 o'clock.
That's not bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a wonderful Saturday night. We got the table stacked. That's a little bit of a later podcast, so we've got all the candy. And then we got two different types of beers. Joe is nice enough. He's got a beer in the
I think
month
it's 3 different kind of beers.
Is it 3?
These have
Four.
Yeah, but they're all, so it's Roadhouse Brewing.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
And then this is what? Lazy Magnolia?
This is a Wilson
Oh, you
style
nailed it.
IPA.
I got you, baby. And then, so yeah.
You
so we got-
wordsmith,
And
you.
then the other one's like a pecan.
These
southern
look really good.
pecan.
These look interesting. The vanilla pecan and the southern pecan.
Yeah.
Pecan or
Two
pecan?
come from the Roadhouse Company and two come from the
Lazy.
Lazy Magnolia Company.
Yes. And the golden ale I like. Does anybody tried the IPA?
Joe,
I got
Yeah.
the IPA.
I have
yeah.
the family vacation. It's good.
So also, we went to, right before the podcast, why it's a little later tonight, is we went to see Tom Segura. And I don't know what you guys, but that $15, teacup sized beer was just a little bit of an appetizer.
I mean, the waiting in line for 30 minutes to get it was also.
I mean, that
top-notch.
30-minute wait outside was pretty top notch too.
Yeah, there was lots of. I mean, had me and Pat not listened to anyone,
We would have got
we would
in.
have gotten in and probably gotten beer.
Probably
right away.
been like halfway through that line
Yeah,
immediately.
we walk
That's
in.
insane.
The guy goes, "Go around the building. There's no one in line over there." We go in line, longer line than the first line.
Did you guys stay in that line, or did you guys move around?
Well,
Or
there was like 3 lines around the building. 3 of them were in the street, and Joe and I were like, I don't want to stay in the street. We're gonna stay in the left line.
Yeah.
He gets all these people. He's like, "Come get into line. Come get into line. All right, get out of the street. Get out of the street." It's like you do realize the lines ended like right at the edge of the sidewalk. Why are you putting anyone on the street right now?
I was losing my mind, so we're sitting in this line. It had not moved for 20 minutes, no joke. And then I'm thinking like, they have to be doing the most ridiculous
I had to take my
security
belt
ever.
off for the
Yeah.
to go through the metal detector.
Um,
Joe was like, no, I'm not doing that. And they wanted him like 6 times.
So many times.
oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
They wanted me once. They got my belt too, and they wanted me only once.
I just took the belt off because I saw people in front of me taking it off. I'm like, I'm taking it off.
Yeah.
But so then we waited in this line, didn't move for 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Then it moved, then it jumps I swear, 2 blocks.
Yep.
Because this is an insane line. It jumps 2 blocks. We're like, okay, we're getting there. And then it stops again for 10 minutes. Like, what is going on here? Like, what are they doing? And nobody's out there directing you. You got these idiots who are standing yelling at taxis instead of
I love
directing
that.
people.
Literally, we're waiting there the whole time. They're telling cars to go and not go for whatever reason, but they're not letting people walk. And then finally, the guy goes, "All right, you all can walk." And the other guy goes, "Yeah, let the car go." And this car's about to turn into a bunch of pedestrians just walking through. It was wild.
UIC Pavilion is not a place for a...
One arena.
The UIC Pavilion.
Yeah. Not...
The Sears Tower too, Pat Lynch.
Is that what that used to be called?
Historical landmark.
Well, it used to be
I'll
the
tell you,
UIC
it's
Pavilion,
a
right?
pain in the ass to sit in. I feel like.
Oh, okay.
my cheeks-
Me too. Holy sweet.
crap.
Well, when we sat down, I said, I'm like, oh god, it's low.
Oh, you said. Hold on. Can we talk about your seat? Because Pat didn't know about this. How yours was basically falling off the wall.
Okay. Yes, I was like, this is the most janky, busted ass.
Yep.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Me and Chris both sat down. We're on the floor practically. Like, we're
You're
tall
in
men.
Bucket seats. I mean, if
was
knees are up at
insane.
your chest.
Yeah.
Like, just.
The
oh.
poor lady in front of me, she had to have gotten a knee to the back of the head. I'm not even kidding you, at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I laughed right back in the head.
Yep.
I laughed too hard, right back in the
Stop
head.
making them laugh. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the best part of this, Tom was great, but my butt cheeks were just hurting so much, and I couldn't. I kept thinking, I just want to get up. I need to get up, and so that kind of killed it for me. And I wanted to get another beer really bad. So I'm sitting there like, if I just go get a beer, I'll come back, my legs will feel better, whatever. But there was one joke that Tom did, and it was about killing your wife or something.
Yeah.
And this guy in front of us was dying.
Oh,
Everybody
he
else
had
was kind of
a laugh.
Lauren looks at me and she's like, he's laughing a little too hard. If I was married to him, I'd be a little scared. And I dying laughing because I'm like, that is so true. Like this dude, he connected to that comment.
That's great.
Yeah.
Take some notes down.
Yeah. Push her down the stairs, make it look like an accident.
Yeah. It was,
It's not that if you can swim, it's if a jury believes you can swim.
Yeah.
That was a good line too.
That was.
But you know what? Okay, so I was talking to Lauren and Chris on our ride home from the comedy show, and we were talking. Do you think that I don't know, maybe it's just for Tom, but Bert kind of felt a little bit like this when we saw him. Do you think watching too much of their podcast kind of ruined some of their comedy? Because
I don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
So
For you, it was like all new material.
yeah. Bird too was
Same
all
here.
Yeah. Same for
Yeah.
you.
I thought
Okay.
Bird. When we saw Bird, he was all new material.
I'm
anyways,
interested in
so.
your opinion then because you didn't like his last stand-up.
No, I did not.
I didn't either.
Pat didn't either. Did you guys like this one
Yes.
today?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I thought it was good. I thought his makeup looked great.
I thought he was dressed very classy.
Oh,
Like,
he
I'm
was
all-
dressed very nice.
the other thing I thought today was when we were there, I've never had a comedy show start on time
Uh-huh.
and go just like,
I also didn't know
You know
his
what it
dad
was?
died.
yeah,
Oh, I knew
his
about
dad's
that,
hilarious. You know what? I think they did that is they wanted to go out in Chicago tonight. They didn't want to be stuck at working
Yeah.
till like 11 o'clock. They're like, let's go.
It could be this because the school in the neighborhood also that it might have they might have restrictions how late you can go.
I did think about that with the UIC Pavilion. Maybe there's a little thing.
Maybe.
But also, they were dressed to the nines, ready. It looked like
They were
ready.
all dressed.
Yeah.
Ryan Stickler was dressed up too.
They had to have like a 10:30 at like Gibson's or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or was shout cut or something like that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, ready to get out of there.
Where did we go this year for?
Smith and Wolinski's right
That
on
was
the
a great-
river.
That was a great
Oh
place.
yeah.
No, but yeah, Tom was good. But as I was saying with the Joey Diaz, the 10 milligram Tom.
Yeah.
knew
Well,
that
you've
one
probably
right.
heard the stories they use in bits. I
That's
guess,
the
like-
thing.
100%.
Like, yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of it I'd already
I've already even heard
So
that.
you already seen the movie before. You know how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know the punchline, so
I was telling
helping
Lauren.
him, you were helping him make the movie.
Yes.
Like you were kind of like, like
I'm setting the stage for him. I'm like, Lauren. Let me tell you what. Tom gets on a plane. He's like, I'm listening to the guy.
Yeah.
Poor Lauren's falling asleep.
Yeah.
But no, I thought he was great. I thought Ryan Sickler was really good.
we only caught the part of his after we got the beer in there, so we missed the beginning. Of
I
his.
mean, we missed the beginning, but I don't think he was on for much before.
the other guy we didn't hear at all.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Well, nobody did because
Yeah.
it was so loud in the place. The other thing is,
They didn't tell anyone to shut their mouths
Yeah.
at all. I was like, dude, can you at least do something?
yeah,
Something.
they do these stupid curtains that nothing.
Did they bring the house lights down when the first game went on?
They did, yeah.
A little bit, not too much, because you could still see pretty well around the arena.
It
the
was
first guy was
insanely
on.
loud though.
I don't think they closed the blinds.
Or like,
on
how about the
first
guy that
part.
died in the intersection or whatever? Like they
Oh,
dragged
yeah.
him out.
He had to been
Oh,
drug related. That was the second person I saw get carried.
I didn't
out.
see that. I saw the one. I saw the one.
That one, and then there was one on
I
the
saw,
right,
like, the
right,
Asian-
and then that's what he's like. Well, I hope she's okay.
Like,
that was
I saw the Asian guy that was getting like.
I felt like I
Where his
heard
friends were
stuff
like dragging him out.
behind us the whole time.
behind us, like not just like the normal. I'm gonna get a
Yes,
beer kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
but like
People getting dragged out.
security,
Yes.
stuff like that. I'm like, wow, something's going on.
We were in line, and oh man, dude, I'm like 5 hours of sleep, so like most stupidity really annoys the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And the people around us talking, you're just like, what? How do you know how to breathe? Like it's just insane. They're talking about like the dumb things that they're doing. One guy went and peed on a car. Like he was like, I can't wait in this line, and like runs off and just pees on a car. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like this is like amateur hour at the. Then they're all talking about like all talking about all the drugs they were doing.
Oh, that girl behind us, it was like I haven't been able to smoke because I've been applying for jobs and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I've been popping melatonin gummies like they're freaking Xanax. I'm like, oh my God, girl, if you don't shut the hell up, I'm going to turn around and punch you. Bump into me one more time. I dare you.
Or-
I fucking dare you.
This is the greatest.
I don't care what time it was. I'll take a shot next Saturday. Oh.
That's good. I didn't catch it. I was just right with you. I'm like, yeah, get her, Chris.
F that.
Mouth for the mouth.
Because, well, also, me and Chris definitely cut off like.
Oh, yeah, we cut off like half the line, too.
There was a huge line, and we just went right in the middle.
Like,
of the
you ain't gonna talk to two guys that are over 6 foot that look like they're miserable.
Because it was moving, so we were like, "Oh, it's moving, we're moving," and then it stopped, and then we're just like, "Oh, excuse me."
Like my buddy's going from work going tomorrow. I give him all the hints right. I'm like, hey, go early. Lines suck.
Probably he's here tomorrow too.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
probably-
Cool.
probably
Yeah,
wanna-
we would have gone to that one if we had known.
I think when
When he sold the-
he only had the Friday show.
Probably pregame. Will probably want to pregame a little bit before you go there, but make sure you use the bathroom before you get in the place.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're gonna wait.
we didn't wait too bad for the bathroom. It was
Bathroom
more.
wasn't long. It was more
No,
like
getting
if you
beer.
had to go to the bathroom before you got
Also,
there.
Joe and I
wait.
came in the other side of the arena and had to walk all the way around through that corridor.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's. I mean, it's almost like Montrose Beach. How bad the lines were.
Yeah, but Montrose Beach oversold that by like a huge portion.
Montrose was the best. Where you had you had a 3-foot fence to get through, and then it was wide open.
Yeah.
But to get through that fence took you an hour.
Oh, and to get to the washrooms, they made it like a little like back area, but they made the corridor in there like this big. So they're like,
Yeah, so if
They
you
were
had, like
literally
you're
bottlenecking
like,
everything.
No,
it
it's
was like a fenced off area, but there was only one entrance, and it was literally like 3 feet wide.
and if you wanted to get if there was a bum rush coming in, you weren't getting out.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I honestly, okay, I've never thought this in my life, but today was one of those points where I'm just standing in line. I'm like, what are we doing? How is this not moving at all? I'm like, why don't we just start pushing? Let's just go. Let's just get past security.
Yeah.
I've never felt that, but today I was just like, let's go. I just want to sit down.
Honestly,
and
that felt more crowded than like graduation that was at.
I didn't realize how big the place was. I thought it was literally we're gonna get up to the front there and they're gonna be like, well, it was first come, first serve, and you didn't make it, and Pierre was just gonna be like, I'm gonna fight somebody now.
Yeah.
But again, it was. I mean, we're whining.
I enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah, it was
I thought
great.
It was a blast. Yeah.
I enjoyed everything except sitting next to Peter. He was
Yeah.
pretty much in my lap.
Well, that was chairs, man. Let me tell you what.
I had,
when I sat
had a nice
down,
pillar next to my face.
I felt bad about that too. I'm like, how are?
That guy across from us had the single seat next
Yes,
to
he
the pillar,
did.
too.
I
That
was thinking if
kinda
Joe,
nice.
if we didn't go, that would have been Joe. That would have been Joe's seat right there.
Oh, I legitimately was gonna buy a seat. Had you guys not said you were gonna go, there was a single seat dead center front stage, and I was gonna get that one.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chose the middle of the row by himself.
Yeah. I had asked Sarah. I was like, "Are you interested in going?" She's like, "I'm not a fan of Tom Segura." So I was like, "All right, cool." Talk to you guys. You guys weren't sure, and I was like, "Well, if they can't make it, I'll just get this ticket then."
I don't know if I could do that though.
I literally didn't remember that this till last weekend.
Yeah.
When they started talking about it, I'm like, what are you guys talking
Peter,
about?
yeah, Peter asked me, he's like, hey, you think we can get out early on Friday? And I'm
Oh, that
like,
was another thing.
I was like,
Oh.
But
and I was like,
sorry,
what?
didn't mean to cut you off.
I was like, what? And like, what do you mean? He's like, if we got it at 7, what time do you think we can leave on Friday? I'm like, what kind of ass question is that?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Why are you asking such optimistic questions? Why we can't possibly get away with it?
why are you asking the most stupidest question in the world that you know the answer to? And he's
trying to get
like,
Mr.
Tom
Mason
Segura. And I'm
Like
like,
asking
oh.
a guy who's in jail for life. What do you think it'd be like to just, play baseball on a Sunday? What the fuck are you talking? There's no chance of this ever happening.
I think we're walking on the beach every once in a while. It'd be nice, right? Yeah.
Joe had I don't know if this is a new podcast or an old one, but Joe was talking to these two guys, and that one guy was talking about his first day in prison.
Oh, I watched this.
Did you watch the clip or did you watch the whole podcast?
I just watched the clip.
Me too. That
Yeah.
clip is insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
If you ever do you need a reason not to go to jail? Not that there's really many
Do I need any
reasons.
additional reasons? No, I
Yeah.
don't need any.
This
Oh,
clip
man.
is insane. There's so many rules. Like it's
They
and
put like a candy bar in your like thing, right? And if you like some prison they put like if you're in a prison they'll put a candy bar in like a new person's thing. If you take the candy bar, you're like indebted to that person in prison terms, but you don't know that until after the fact. You're like, ooh, piece of candy.
yeah. No, well that
And then you get fucked in the ass.
all three of you have sworn, so we're gonna have to do some shots next week.
Yeah.
But no, the what he almost like that, Pat, is a black man asked if anybody wanted to learn how to play chess.
Yeah.
And he's like, hell yeah, because he was like in this weird thing, like, and he was bored, and it was a black guy and a white guy playing chess. So now he's a enemy of the Aryan race, the
the
skinheads.
Aryan, yep.
But this guy's like an MMA like champion. Do you know why why he went to jail? It's got to be drug.
Yeah, he went to jail for
Aiding
bunch
and
of
abetting.
charges.
Oh, yes, he got, like, a
like
kidnapping,
kidnapping
yeah.
and he kept him. It was like, yeah, he kidnapped someone and took him somewhere, kind of like the Joey Diaz thing,
Yeah.
where it's like you.
It's the Warhawk guy? Oh, that guy's in jail, sorry.
No, that I know.
War Machine or whatever.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
that guy's never getting out. That's bad.
Yeah.
But so the Aryan Brotherhood said, now we gotta beat you up. So two guys tried to beat him up, and he beat these dudes. He knocked these 2 dudes out. So now they're even worse off on him.
Well, what happened was like one of the guys who tried to like take him out was something called a key holder, which is a position in your group, which is basically, it seems, by the color of your skin. And if you're the key holder, you're the only person that can talk to other gangs. So because he beat this guy...
That's not what I thought that was going to mean.
Yeah, no. Because he beat this guy...
He's like keystring.
That's what I first went to immediately. This guy holding all the good stuff.
All of a sudden, it was almost like something in a movie. It gave him this strategic position to be able to talk to other gang members now and not have any issues. But also, for somebody to get the key back, or for someone else to become the key holder, they'd have to beat him in a fight, which wasn't going to happen for him because he was this amazing fighter.
Yeah.
They say that
the key holder. I am the gate master.
They say that. I mean, I don't think prison's good anyway, but I think they say federal prison's better than being in a state prison.
Yeah, that's why they say if you're going to kill your wife, make sure the postman's there.
Make sure you dispose the body across state lines.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. No, who was it? Joey Diaz was talking about that. There was a guy, a doctor, who killed his wife, and because she was having sex with the postman, so he killed both, and that's why he got federal. Yeah, and then I don't know why Joey Diaz got federal, but he got some really good.
Well, drug trafficking is considered federal.
I think he literally crossed state lines. I think that's why it happened.
He maybe brought the guy across through it.
Yep.
Especially in New York area, you could take him like New Jersey or Pennsylvania very easily.
Did you hear about Joey Diaz and Tom Segura? Like Joey Diaz bringing up Tom Segura in New York?
No, I don't think so.
So Joey Diaz retired from comedy, and Tom was out in New York last week.
Yeah.
Sent a car to pick up Joey. Mm-hmm. Had Joey come all the way to New York to like just hang out for the show. Mm-hmm. And Tom goes to him like, "Hey, can you bring me up? Would you mind bringing me up?" He's like he was on 1,000 milligrams of marijuana.
Mm-hmm. No idea. Which seems like nothing to him.
Yeah,
sounds like it.
So he went up on stage. He went up on stage and was like, "Oh, I'm back." Like he loved it so much. He's like, "I'm back." So he's doing a tour with Brooke Crusher.
Oh, I did hear about yes.
That'd be good. That'd be a good one to go.
Oh yeah, well it's gonna be like a ton of like it's gonna be at AAA stadiums. There's gonna be like Nikki Glazer, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Joey Diaz, Mark Norman. There's gonna be a bunch of comedians.
That's the next show we got, right? Is Mark Norman?
Yeah.
In June or July?
It's June.
Don't boy, that. He's good. I have not.
He's at the Vic, which is a good venue.
Yeah.
So much better. They know how to get people in and out.
Yeah.
UIC.
Larry Lynch might be there letting us in.
There you go. Wanded, baby. We'll bring Pepsi. You can learn how to get wanded. All right. Well, let's get into it. It was a fun kind of recap of a nice night, but last weekend I'm trying to think. The UFC fights.
Yeah.
The only fight.
Volkov beat the crap out of the zombie guy.
Some zombie. That Korean zombie should hopefully. That's it for him.
I think he basically retired.
He's just like he's been.
He doesn't have brain cells left. Jesus.
The Peter Yan guy, they think he got screwed. They don't think he should have gotten the first round.
They should have won the fight.
Yes. Yeah.
Got beat, and Peter owes a shot for it.
I do. I owe you a shot for that. Yep. So I guess we're all doing shots next week. I'll bring in special shots for Pat. Don't worry about that.
I will have a special beer to share next week. It looks like.
Oh hey.
Is it the Miller Lite drops?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
And Coors Light lollipops. Wow. No, I don't have Coors Light lollipops. I wish there was.
Don't you tease me like that, Pat Lynch.
They were so
and then I forget the one guy's name. Gilbert Burns versus what?
Chevum. I gotta work here much longer.
Oh yeah.
And they talked about,
Jonas, I say it.
Yeah, I forget it now.
Yeah. That fight was tremendous, but again, they talk about he's too much of an emotional fighter.
He's too much of a dumbass.
Yeah, and that
whereas corners screaming at him every round, take him down.
And he was too emotional and wanted to. He got stuffed on the first takedown and didn't want to do it again, and decided to stand there and trade, and almost got and probably should have. He should have if that second or third round or second round. If that was maybe 10 seconds more, he would have probably been done.
That's where Burns had him on the ropes, right?
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? He was like on top of Burns, even though he was out.
Oh yeah.
And it was like moving him towards like jiu-jitsu.
That was where the ref kind of had to break.
Yeah, because he just didn't realize he was out of it.
Came to a little bit, yeah.
And they were talking about like how he got stuffed on that takedown, but when he had Burns on the ground, he was moving Burns like a rag doll, like a little toy.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me because Burns is a huge man.
Yep.
Yeah, Burns a big guy. For that division, he's bulky. He's a stocky guy. Yeah.
So they're talking Kobe Covington, who's the champ right now? Usman, yeah. But he's got a lot of flaws. They think that if Kobe Covington if it's a 5-round fight, he'll win it. Like he'll just gas this guy out.
Well, Covington's got some of the best cardio. Wherever you see about Covington, he's got one of the best cardio games in the fighting game of any division.
That's what I'm saying. But then again, I think Kobe Covington's shit talking will get him. Will be like a McGregor.
Well, that could be a problem. It could be if you're too emotional, it might not be good.
Yeah, you're right because
Khabib is just a beast who could ragdoll McGregor.
Can take you down right away. Where this guy might want to trade.
Covington he's not as good a wrestler, but he's got some skills on the ground.
But I think that used to be his background, right?
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
I think so. Yeah.
He wasn't.
He didn't in his last fight. He didn't use He used little to no wrestling.
That's what I was
Masvidal's not going to get on the ground either.
Yeah.
But this he's not. He's a wrestler. If you want to stand up, I think he could. Stand up wise, I think he could take on Kobe Covington.
Who?
The guy who actually won.
Maybe. It's hard to tell. I think it'd be a good fight. I'm not sure who would win it, but
if it goes longer than 3 rounds, I think Kobe Covington for sure because he's just got a better gas tank. That guy could have won 10 rounds with Masvidal.
Yeah, the guy that guy's thing is the first time he's got out of the first round, right? That whatever came out.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell's name is.
And they were talking about Burns just burned himself out. That was another issue. He was so gassed in that.
Well, I think he also had. He had so much energy to expend to get out of some of those holds he was in.
That's true. And then the Peter Yan, that brought me back to Jake Shields, where Jake Shields just.
I didn't realize that Jake Shields was coaching Arlington, whatever his name is, Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling. It was such a boring fight. But you know the craziest part they were talking about? You know what all Peter Yan trained for?
Striking.
To get off his back and not to not get the rear naked choke.
He should fire that coach immediately.
And Sterling is that good at jiu-jitsu that he still got.
Oh, wow.
How insane is that?
The first fight, I don't remember him even trying to take down Yan.
No, yeah.
I don't remember him even trying to go for a takedown.
No,
let alone
that's so true. Yeah. You're right, because that seemed like a new game plan for Sterling, but no, I guess Sterling.
I've never seen him fight before the last Peter Yan fight, so I know that is his game plan.
Yeah.
And I was the one who's like, I don't understand where this came from.
No, not at all. And then the last fight was just that should have been called.
I mean, Volkov was just way too fast for him. He was landing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
What division is that?
That's the featherweight. That's featherweight.
Yeah.
Who else is in that? He looks so small.
It's Holloway's. It's Holloway. Him and Holloway are the division.
Oh, okay, that's it. Huh?
Neither two nobody can beat either of those two guys.
The lightweight used to be the best one. That had like St. Pierre.
No, that's the middleweight.
Is that the middleweight?
No, welterweight. Yeah.
Welterweight, sorry, Chris. Right.
So, does it go welterweight then lightweight, or is it?
No, it's bantamweight.
Oh yes, you're right. Okay.
Flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight,
light heavyweight,
and then heavyweight.
So light heavyweight used to be the great division.
Yeah,
because Silva used to own the middleweight division forever.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
And St. Pierre had the welterweight forever.
Yep.
And
this is going old school.
And this is gonna be. I'm looking forward to the Gaethje Olivier fight. That should be good.
Didn't Gaethje get hit with the roids or no?
That was delicious.
Didn't they say something about Gaethje? Like I thought he had some issues. Or maybe I'm. He
was banging Dana White's wife or something because Dana White put him in the doghouse forever.
Is that it?
He lost to Habib, and then he didn't get a fight for till he fought Chandler like a year and a half later.
Did he beat Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a haymaker for one. They were throwing fists in that one.
Here's the thing. You gotta wonder if being out that long that's gotta hurt you because where else are you making money?
I don't know. He was drilling. He didn't from a fight perspective. He had no ring rust throwing haymakers on Chandler.
They're talking about McGregor coming back, and he might take on. I know who he wants to fight, but they were trying to get him and Kobe Covington.
Covington would own him. He's way too big for him.
I don't know.
He couldn't knock out Nate Diaz.
That's why. That's why he's bulking up. Have you seen him lately? Dude is huge.
Looks. I mean, it literally changed his.
I think he's done.
Yeah, it does.
It changed his face.
I just think he's done.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
I don't think he has a fire or whatever it is. He's not the same guy as he was.
They should just get Will Smith and Chris Rock already.
That'll be the undercard of the next Jake Paul fight.
And did they have you know who's fighting? Is it this weekend or the next weekend, Chris?
Next weekend. The Gypsy King.
The Gypsy King.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's got to defend his belt every so often, right? So,
Yeah, he's playing it against a guy who's.
so
What's
some,
this guy's name?
some sacrificial lamb is going to
Oh
get beat by
God,
him.
I want to say it's the body snatcher. But
The
I'm
body
not.
snatcher. This dude's. If you could come up with a.
What song is he going to sing after he was a prop bets in that? What song is he going to sing?
Oh
after?
yeah.
You know what's crazy? They were talking in line where we're waiting for 7 hours. That one guy was talking about prop bets. He's like, "What's the over under that he does a Will Smith slap choke?" And he didn't actually do it. Yeah, he would have lost that bet. And I was like, "Ooh!" But then I was thinking, like, that's too easy, right? Like, who wants to talk about that?
I feel like at this point they're almost like tired of talking about it.
There was
like,
a baseball player yesterday I saw a good thing Bleacher Report had. It was like the baseball player's name was Will Smith for the Dodgers. It's like Will Smith slaps a 3-run homer.
Chris Rock's. Well, you know Chris Rock's brother. He's got like a gazillion brothers.
yeah.
One of his million brothers.
Just trying to be famous by talking about
Yes,
this.
wants to fight Will Smith right now.
Oh yeah. He's older too. He's like an older
Yes.
brother. He's like in his 50s or 60s, and
But what would
Well-
Will Smith? Why would Will Smith want to fight anybody?
no, he's not.
No,
gonna
of course
fight
not.
yet.
I mean, did
He
you know
was
how much-
Muhammad Ali, man. He's gonna win.
But did you know that Jake Paul actually Jake Paul
That was
like
good, that was good.
offered him $40 million, like him and Chris Rock $40 million to do the fight.
Wow.
I feel like Will Smith doesn't need the $40 million probably, unless he wants to slap around Chris Rock some more.
You gotta think he feels like a piece of shit after that, anyways, right?
Probably, most likely.
Like he just wants to get away from it as much.
I rather
as
see
possible.
Chris Rock box Jada Pinkett Smith. That'd be one I'd be more interested in. A slap fight, open-handed only.
That almost came out of my nose again. You guys are on fire tonight. Like that's ridiculous. I don't. That. Do you know this? I think his name is Kodak Black. Kodiak Black or Kodak. I'm old. This is how old I sound, but
This is a
he's
Kodak
rapper.
camera?
Like he's a rapper, and he's every time some like woman is like in the media, he shoots his shot at her, and
Oh, really?
Love it.
he wrote a hand letter to Pinka Smith and was like, "You need a real man. Forget about Will Smith." And he's done
Oh
that
my
with like.
gosh.
He does it with Kim, like when Kanye and Kim were fighting. He wrote her like a letter, like, "Hey,
You gotta
girl."
slide in there before Pete Davidson.
Yes,
He's doing. He's not on the DMs. He's handwriting. It's personalized, Joe. He's got his own letterhead,
Personalized.
stationery.
Man's a national treasure.
It's Pat Lynch in disguise.
I send Chris Regard love letters every once in a while from one of these random ladies I'm catfishing with.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Oh, you know, we've all heard these stories on the radio, where like, and I was thinking about this. Are any of these real? I should look this up, but
Are these like the Tinder
Yes!
second date things?
I was listening again on the radio, and it came up, and I'm like, how is this still a thing? It's got to be
the
a joke,
stories
right?
Are so outlandish, you can't imagine they're real.
But also, okay, I call you. Ring. Hey, Joe, you know, you went on a date with Sandy last week. She's
Click.
First of all,
Yeah.
who's answering their phone at
Click.
7 a.m.?
Yes!
First thing you know is bullshit.
They're not picking up their phone at 7 because they're
at
doing
7
it off. They're doing it off the air and doing it like at like
Okay,
3 o'clock.
anytime you call it, you see a number you don't know. What's the first thing you do?
Screen it.
Your screens it. I send it to voicemail usually because I don't know who the hell is. If it's important, they'll leave a message.
No, yeah. I never.
I let it ring, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
never.
they're not doing it live because if somebody like Peter in Peter's case,
Oh,
if
yeah.
somebody calls like, "Hey, did you go out and no, done. We're not doing this."
Yeah, she's a hoe. Hoe show.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, who? So, and I know we've talked about this before, but it was just such the most random thing. Oh, we had such a nice time. And then he comes on and he's like, yeah, she was like picking her nose and eating it like the whole night. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? Why?
Yeah.
You gotta know there's gotta be some reason.
I think you gotta enjoy it for the entertainment value as well. It is.
You know what? I know what you guys, yay or nay on this. Cringeworthy stuff. Do you yay it or you nay it?
I don't know, like Henry,
As in watch
Anything. Cringeworthy.
anything Henry
I-
Cueto. I don't really watch it now.
You know? But that's like that radio stuff for me is insanely cringeworthy.
I don't listen to the radio ever.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
you're
not-
the
I
one,
don't- I
like,
don't
when
think-
it comes on. I felt like you used to tell me when you used to drive, you would, like, that was your thing.
Yeah,
Pat Lynch,
That's
Pat Lynch,
So that's cringe.
Pat Lynch would be like the guy from Dateline, like, oh, yeah, really? Yeah.
Well, the one I remember is with the girl, like, it was like,
Oh,
was
no.
really upset about the guy, like, she was really upset about it that he didn't call her back.
Yeah.
And they get her on the phone, and he's like, yeah, we had fine time. He's like, and the guy's like, why didn't you talk to her? You know, she wasn't really that hot. Like, I didn't find her that attractive. And she comes on, and she's like, She's like, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember anything she said except for the fact that she said, well, I can suck the tail and chrome up a tailpipe, and you missed out on that. And that was like, and that's what stuck in my mind. Because fake or not, whoever wrote that, great line. Great line.
That is a pretty good line. Yeah, no dice. But and I also think about this, like I maybe I just watched too much Dateline, and these women like
They're gonna end up murdered.
Yes, like it's not good, like not good at all. The best line, one of the best lines of the comedians is, "Hey ladies, you know how you know when
you know what a big red flag is for guys?
yeah." Tell me,
It's
Chris,
when,
why?
it's when they say they're into virgins.
Oh yeah.
Run, ladies, run! Because you're right. You know, thinking about it, what guy really wants? You don't want that.
I don't think I want the extreme that he put out. I want somewhere in the happy middle ground. I don't want the girl that's blew the whole track team. I want someone that's right in the middle there a little bit.
Come on, Pat. You need a little experience in your life.
It's a little too much experience.
Joe, I feel
Pat's hoping to bag Belichick at the end of the night.
That's what a dream that is, huh?
I mean,
Joe was not like when he woke up to that.
That's my aunt, man. That's my aunt.
Yeah, I know what you did last night. No, you don't. Went home.
That's you fucked my aunt. I'm trying to think. Have you ever woken up the next morning and looked over and like, man, or not even having to sleep with them. Maybe you've made out with a person and you're like, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Or you're like wasted and you met him again and you're like, that's the same person.
Oh, that's the worst.
I thought about like cringy moments.
Hey, Pat, ooh, though. Who's this?
I remember like when you were talking about cringy people and cringy moments, I immediately thought of that night at Sub 51.
Oh, Lord.
And where I was, and then Peter's like, gives a tap and, hey Joe, we're just so you know, we're still at the bar. Like we're in public. There's other people around. Oh my God.
Joe and that girl were about to just like take it all off in front of everybody on the dance floor.
Sobering moment. Very sobering moment.
Then the lights turned out and Joe's like, oh.
Or when Joe salted the dartboard at Lottie's.
Sullied the board.
Oh, brother.
Daggered it.
What did that poor dartboard do to you, Joe?
Hey, we've all had our moments, Joe.
Yeah.
We've all had the moments.
That was a great night.
I love how Joe, but I've heard that story from Tom. And his wife brings that story up all the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, on their podcast, they talk about that one all the
one
time.
about the
Tom and his wife
or the one from Africa.
That's interesting.
Tom and his wife have a podcast?
Yeah, it's your mom's house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've had that one for years.
Yeah.
That one they've done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are these like weekly podcasts that these guys have? Or are they daily podcasts?
You know what? It's insane. I keep thinking about this for Joe Rogan. He does like 3 a week.
Yeah.
I get it. It's 3 hours. That's all he does. He doesn't have to have another. He doesn't really have another job. But in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I have enough to talk about. Like, it's insane.
But he's interviewing somebody too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a little different. He has built-in content with it. Like you talk about whatever they're there to promote or
You
whatever
bring
they
out
do.
someone new. You can ask them a bunch of questions about something you have no idea what about, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to, but I mean, even your mom's house. That's weekly, but they'll bring in clips and stuff. And
Yes.
Because when on the road, I'm assuming he's not like recording every when he's on the road.
Oh no, they're every week.
Yeah.
You know what though? So the weird part is Tom's in Austin now, and Bert's still in
L.A.
And
Tom moved to Austin too.
Tom did, yes.
I thought you said he was in California. No.
No, he's out of California.
No,
He's been out for
he
a year
did
or
live
something.
in L.A. for a while, though.
Yeah.
For a long time. He just recently moved out. So, like, that joke about the new neighborhood and stuff, that was in Austin, Texas.
In
or the area.
Yeah. So, just to give a little recap of the pecan vanilla, I'm not getting any pecan.
Oh yeah.
You're right. Is it pecan or pecan? But I'm going pecan.
This is his evidently new neighbor, by the way.
Oh, the CEO of Petco.
Yeah, that dude definitely. I wonder if he gets like notifications when people Google him. And I gotta imagine after every night of Tom Segura on there.
You know what it is? Like the company's probably tracking web traffic, and they see
Yes.
Petco CEO just like railing up every time Tom Segura has.
What did he do? What did he do?
Across the nation, he's just picking up in major areas.
Like every Friday and Saturday night. Like,
Yeah.
What is going on here?
That in the Google search of a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Origin of a motherfucker.
I love origin stories like that. Like, but that's definitely not.
That's not the real origin story.
That's definitely not the real origin. But so this vanilla pecan, I'm not getting any hints of.
Villanelle or pecan?
No,
Just get the beer.
just getting it's a pat. Tastes like beer.
Tastes like beer.
Beer. I'm gonna try the southern pecan.
I wanted the second beer so bad at the comedy show tonight.
Oh, me too.
Oh my god! And I kept thinking, like, if I get up now, like, I'd find like a small. Like, but then I was watching people walk back, and I'm like, no one's bringing drinks back. It's got to be over. So that's why, like, I didn't try to go up.
Maybe they did last call, like when he came up on stage or close to the shoot after.
Do they sell beer during a UIC game there?
Not that
I
I'm aware
don't
of.
know.
I don't think all like
Because you notice, like, all the beer things were like things that you could take out.
It was either like
They were
a
not
guy
like where the
with
not where the food was
the-
at.
with yeah, like a crate.
And if you looked at the menu
or-
where the food was, there was no beer on those menus because those
You're right.
lines were non-existent.
Yeah, you're right.
What'd you think, Joe?
Tastes like beer. Yeah,
Tastes like
there's
beer.
not like a strong. It says this one is southern pecan ale brewed with roasted pecans. I'm not a big pecan guy, but it doesn't really like do anything.
That's a
pairs great with steak, burgers,
it's
and
on
chocolate.
the other one. Yours got different ones on the other side.
My
Oh, yeah?
only was like pecan pie.
Well, mine pairs great with steak, tiramisu, and dark chocolate.
Interesting.
It's supposed to be brewed at 40 degrees. I don't know what 20 IBU is. Use a pint glass. What do you think 20 IBU is?
Oh, it has something.
Oh, it looks like it's got, or maybe that's
Isn't that how you rate?
hops.
Isn't that how you rate something? That's some kind of rating, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you're looking at the. I think you're looking at this.
No, I wasn't sure if it was anything in this one that maybe spelled it
You
out
know who's
more.
gonna Google it for us? Chris McGraw right now.
Like Chris
Crud. Dude, I have like all these ideas pop in my head, and then they just slip out. So, dude, I can't remember anything. Pat asked me this week to pick up coin. Thursday night. He's like, hey, could you just go over to the. They can't use
I
the
asked
washer and
Big
dryer.
Mike to
It's
go.
international bitterness units.
Oh, okay, so
The
this is
scale
20.
to gauge the level of a beer's bitterness.
And Big Mike asked, Big Pat asked us to go over there. I'm like, yeah, I'll go in there in the morning. I'll stop right before I go to work. Yeah, I'm going there early. I'll stop by. Pat hits me up about 9 o'clock. Hey, how
How bad was that coin filled up? Didn't do it.
Then Gavin asked, hey, can you bring this thing home for us tonight? Sure, of course, Cam, we'll do it for you. We get 2 blocks away from. No, not even close.
Gavin asked me. Gavin's like, "Can I bring the?" I bring the coin over. I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Sorry, I can't do it now. I can do it later." I'm like, "You can just bring it tomorrow, man. I ain't gonna count it into the bank today."
Yeah. I can only imagine how much coin there is. Those people use all the money for laundry. All the money for laundry.
Wow.
There are several people in the building. It's like 10.
It's just the
12
hot
people
spot
living
though that uses the laundry the most.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and it's cheaper. There's a bunch around. But
We rake it in at that property. That's the only thing that property does. It's rake in the coin.
How has that worked since COVID? Because they stopped doing coin counting, and then you just like roll it yourself.
Pat Lynch has to
You
do
have,
it.
you have, they don't do count coin anyways. They stopped that well before the pandemic.
Yeah.
You can go to you can go to not
Coin store.
Coin
But
store.
it's like
And we
fee.
gotta donate it.
Take a fee off it.
Yeah.
So I have a coin machine that I do it.
How much do they take off that?
I think it's like 10 or 15%.
Dude,
I
these
think, yeah,
percentages
it's
are
ridiculous.
ridiculous these days.
That's how I feel.
It's insane.
I like to go to before I cut you off. I like to go to the bank and give them like I should drop these quarters on the thing, and they look at the face. They're like, "Fuck."
Do they actually count it?
No, they count the rolls though. But when you drop, I don't know if I dropped like $500 in rolls. It's like it's a hefty amount of rolls. I'm pulling them out, and they're like,
They're
like, "No more, no more."
Yeah.
the one bank didn't have enough racks. They had to like put the rack in, fill it up, and then they'd take it off and like fill the rack up again and take it off. Hercules. And I knew how many. And I knew it. I'm like, no, I think you're a little light on that.
Another one. Pat's like another one.
Devin, and another one.
This another yay or nay for you guys with those out here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yay these Twizzlers.
Yeah, they're so
Yeah.
good.
They
They're
are very
dangerous.
good.
Joe,
I didn't like
take
how
the rest
I thought they smelled weird.
Joe
but
ate
they
all the
tasted
mambas, baby. You know what? I like these mambas like this. The little rolled sticks.
Yeah.
They're nice.
I like the
It's
cow.
so
I like the
classy.
cowtails were like that. Those were
Oh, cocktails. We look for them for you, Pat, but there weren't any at the Jewel.
it's okay. We don't need
Yeah.
this.
Pat's like, I don't need any more.
We were gonna stop at White Castle before I came here, but there was a
there's
5-car wait.
5-car.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure I've said this on the podcast already, but the line in the morning when I'm there, when I pass it at 6 in the morning, and there's
Every
a line at
morning
White
I
Castle.
take her to
Gotta get
work,
your
yeah.
hearty breakfast, man.
What? I swear to God, I want to stop and go, hey,
Who doesn't want? I mean,
What's the breakfast there that you're getting? That's
what do you
that
need
good?
right now that you would wait in line at White Castle?
Seattle's best coffee.
That's the only thing.
they have Seattle's best coffee.
Yeah, the only thing they have.
But it's the pods. They even show you. They just
So-
show you the little pod.
So, like, do they? Like, has anybody ever had a breakfast sandwich? I think we had the one time.
Yeah.
we were
Yeah, we
hammered.
had
I
it.
don't remember it.
We always get the
I've had
waffle
a
one.
breakfast sandwich or two there in my time.
Does it look like? Does it look like a burger patty?
No, it's an actual sausage
No.
patty.
Oh, so they actually do cook the sausage patty.
Yeah, and it looks like they actually cooked the egg. It's not like one of those microwave ones from.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. Maybe it's
Maybe
it's
called. Is it poor man's?
maybe it's
Yeah.
like a really high quality breakfast for a change.
That's actually true. Yeah, you
The
could
as opposed to the burger, which they just like spread the meat across, throw some onions on there. I still want
Pat, you're making me hungry.
I want the McGraws to
We
go
haven't
there.
gotten dinner yet. We're waiting.
I really want the McGraws to go. Can I get a crave case? No bun, please. And I want to see what they tell them. Like, sir, we can't unfuse the meat from the bread.
Yeah.
It comes that way.
Oh man, no guys, dude. I mean, one. Joe Diaz said it the best. You have White Castle after 10 years once, and you know why you haven't had it in 10 years.
I think I had it like 5 years ago on the 1 years. I ate one burger and I felt my stomach do like a 180. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not eating this again.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as Crystal's. You got to throw a little mustard on that sandwich, baby.
That's the only
Little
way to
Dijon,
taste
weird, not even normal mustard. Like
Yeah.
a little weird Dijon mustard.
When you're super drunk in New Orleans, and you can be like, "Oh, whoa, whoa,
it. Yeah.
this is
This isn't White Castle,
This
bitch.
Yeah.
is not right."
I think New Orleans is probably the roughest food wise of any vacation spot.
What is?
New Orleans because it's so much fried.
Chris said that
Oh,
too, yeah.
yeah.
Especially if we're not big fast
Fried
food guys
fast food,
or fried
yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And you have 2 days of fried food and you don't eat fried food.
Plus you're eating with all the drinking. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I need
Oh, yeah,
that.
but
That was a rough week coming back.
You know what
to Maryland.
sucks? I was we're coming off this has been just a miserable tax season. DLMtax.com proudly presents
on
this
vacation.
wonderful podcast. Do not, and I repeat, they do not want any calls or contacts at this point, but maybe in 6 months give them a call.
Talk to me in May,
Yeah.
May 5th.
File your own extensions.
Yeah.
They'll get back to you later.
Believe it or not.
But I was looking at some flights. I'm just like, I gotta get a vacation in. I'm tired of friends who are on Snapchat spring break on a beach. I'm like, I hate you people.
Let's not look at it.
And then I went and looked at prices for flying, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I know, I can't do that. I can't do it. Insane.
Expensive.
Not
Depending on where you
expensive.
want to go.
Oh yeah,
You drive to the Ozarks, maybe.
yeah. I could drive to Nashville. I'll take you guys. I'll
hey.
pick you up Thursday night. It's 7 hours. You guys sleep. You get well rested. And we'll
Goldfish on the way.
and then we'll get it going, boys.
We're in the wrong part of
Yeah.
We skipped Tennessee and we're in Mississippi.
We're in the backwoods of Kentucky. Up here, I don't think we're in the right spot anymore.
You guys let me direct us here. This is your fault.
We let Chris take a nap. That was a poor decision.
You don't even
guys.
that left. You
I
should have gone
printed
straight.
the directions on MapQuest. I know what I'm doing, all right?
They haven't updated the roads since
Up here with this big, huge
2006.
map.
Guys, I got it. Your mouth's upside down, you idiot.
Peter, that's a map of
that's not
Uruguay.
good. That's not good, boys. That's not good. All right, so just talking about driving, and the Tom Segura's talking about his kid flushing his keys down. Would you rather lose your keys
It's yay or nay.
or your cell phone?
Oh,
And
Keys
I-
to what?
Your car,
Keys.
or I guess you're right. Keys to your apartment. So your keys, like that have like your set of keys,
whatever your main set
Yeah.
of keys is.
I'd rather lose those
then your cell phone,
for sure.
Oh yeah, same.
Because I know people have extra keys in my house.
but your
Yeah.
car. Like, what if you're out and
Yeah,
about?
I would rather.
Like, let's say you're out in Wisconsin and you have the opportunity, like you're gone to Milwaukee.
The
You
pain-
had the best weekend of your life, but you say to yourself, "I need to get home. I need to get in my bed."
And I've been in a situation, and you have a cell phone to go call someone to bring your keys from Illinois.
Yeah, yeah.
But you could get home and just get a new phone.
Yeah, but you have all this.
Everything is up on
I
the
don't
cloud.
I'm keeping the phone.
Even
Okay.
I'm definitely taking losing the keys over the.
I'm
If I'm-
taking losing the cell phone.
That's what I'm saying. I think you guys are thinking about it too easy. You're thinking you're losing your keys, and you're at home. I'm thinking you're out at medieval times, sword backs battling all night.
You're at the Congress watching Dead Mouse getting used as a stripper pole by the girl behind you, and Peter has your car keys, and at 3 a.m. you can't get home because Peter's lost your only pair of car keys.
I think there's
at
so
the
much
Congress.
information in your phone these days that I would rather not lose my phone.
But your phone being so password protected and everything
People can hack
nowadays.
this phone.
Here's my thing too: losing car keys a lot cheaper than losing cell phone.
Yes.
That's it.
That is true. Yes, I'll give you
And
that.
the judge has ruled. That's it.
Still rather lose my car keys.
I'll take $1,000 hit.
I've got
or-
AAA. Just told me with the card in my house. Call it a day, baby.
It's a good. You know what, Joe? You ended it. You ended it perfectly on that one. lay the hammer down on that one. Okay, and then let's do one last fun. Yay or nay? Yay dating a porn star, or nay dating a porn star. On Snapchat.
Wait,
there's this Snapchat channel
isn't it a one,
that is called Don't Judge Our Love. And it's always this weird ones. Like one's usually like a small person, and then like kind of like a 7 foot person, like and they're dating.
Yeah.
And like people
They
look
just
at
get
this.
weird extremes.
There's
together.
this beautiful woman with it, like a guy who's got like
Elephantitis?
No, or palsy. So yeah.
Cerebral. Is it cerebral or
Come on, Chris.
Cerebral palsy.
Yeah,
Cerebral.
something like that. And that's one where like he can kind of move. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But like she just found them like very charming and so they got married, and so there's just all these weird oddities. And this week, and then they do some like just random ones like, I'm married but I need like 2 boyfriends and stuff.
I did see some.
Yeah. And this one was this woman, and she was very attractive. She was dating a male porn star, and I was like, as a woman, so you think about it both ways. As a woman, I think isn't that kind of harder? I don't know.
If they were an active porn star, I couldn't do it.
Okay.
Whether I was a man dating a woman or a woman dating a man, I couldn't.
Even if it was like you get up this morning, like you get up, like you and Sarah get up, you drop her off at work, but it's just like an office building. You don't see anything. You go. You're just pretending that she's an office worker.
Because you know it's on the internet and everywhere. Like no.
Yeah.
Well, she's just pounding other people of the same sex.
Or I like that. What if you just pound them?
Yeah.
Like
you're saying was that she did lesbian scenes only.
I don't know. Yeah. Or like.
I could get behind that.
I think even
Because there was like
one.
one biography. There was like one girl that was out there that like literally, she got like engaged and she stopped doing
hear
that.
about this, yeah.
I mean,
that relationship didn't work, and now she's back on hardcore stuff.
Joe knows that her file. Wrote her book.
Joe, if you were the porn star, would you go from doing girls to doing guys then only?
As a woman,
in my current situation, as a male, or
Joe, if you were a male, if you were a
male porn star going out with a girl, and you again get engaged to this girl,
and she asked you to do male only, would you do it?
You'd make a lot more money.
You have those feminine features that would make that
you also have looser bowel movements.
You also have the dick broom at this point.
You do.
There are a lot of things going your way here.
Got a lot of the things working.
Should we just get the application started?
I gotta check
my
in
fans?
This will be your OnlyFans here, Joe.
Yes,
We'll pay for your wedding and everything. You'll have a great wedding.
Oh my god.
No, I thought about it too, and I was like, I would. Not that I would be jealous. It would just be weird. Like, how do you have that conversation at dinner? Like, what does she do?
Yeah, give it to me like Peter North, Ron Jeremy. Give it to me like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. Also, you're right. How did you go to work? Do you want to come home and do accounting? She's not going to work, having sex all day, and they're like, all right, let's knock one more out, you know?
She's just laying her back, like, after being, bent over motorcycles and, whatever else they do in weird, weird spots they put them in.
Is that what you're into? Motorcycle porn?
Yeah, so I like it.
He was talking about that chrome earlier. He loved his chrome.
He just can't get over it. He's all about the tailpipe.
Yep.
I'm just thinking of different, the first thing that popped in my head.
I'm just thinking about
I was just talking,
bend her over that motorcycle.
She's over, they're having sex on kitchen counters. Like, it's not comfortable for people.
A nice black Harley with matte finish. Just the first thing that popped into my head.
Rev the engines.
Couple reps of the Oh, Pat, I get it. It's all coming together. This podcast is really teaching me a lot about you. And I appreciate that.
Secret time.
That's I know there's the guys in front of us were talking about comedy legends and specials.
Yeah.
One of my top ones is definitely Bert Kreischer's Secret Time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never laughed so hard.
That's not the one we saw. We saw Birdie Boy, right? I think. Basically, what became Birdie Boy?
Yeah. Secret Time, I think, was still before we had seen either of them live.
Yeah.
Birdie Boy was good though too. That was funny.
You know what's funny? I never really thought the Machine story was actually that funny.
I think it's hilarious.
Maybe I've just heard it too many times.
That could be, yeah. I mean, if you've heard it, once you've heard it, the first time though, it was I was dying the first time.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
They did a movie on it. I wonder the movie's coming out.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be coming out.
So who plays it? Some random person plays his dad. It's like a famous guy.
No, he plays his dad, or doesn't he? Oh no, you're right.
Mark
Hamill, I think.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz was talking. He did Steve-O's podcast, and he was talking to him about the Sopranos movie. And I had thought the Sopranos movie did amazing. And he's like, no, we didn't get dick. And I'm like, I don't know why. And he's like, it was fine. But and then one guy said it correctly. He's like, everybody reviews it, says it's amazing. Like, it's a great movie. But all you're doing the whole time is waiting for Anthony Soprano to come out. And you want James Gandolfini to come out.
Yeah. But it was also only on HBO Max, right?
Well, no, it was supposed to be in the movie theaters.
But it ended up being only HBO
Max. They released it in movie theaters, and that's where the actors make their money. But they threw it up on HBO Max at the same time. Yeah. So who's going to movie theater if you can just see it at HBO Max? Especially in December of 21, October of 21, when the resurgence of the pandemic was happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Forget about it. You're not gonna see it. So he's got a little bit of a bitter taste to it.
Yeah.
Was he in that one? Was he in the movie?
Oh yeah. He's supposed to have a really.
He's not in the actual show.
No. He does look like a guy who.
Yeah, he looks like the one.
No, he was supposed to be Puss.
Yeah, he looks like him.
Yeah, it was him or Puss, I guess is the.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He looks like the guy that played Pussy in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
The show, I should say.
He was in Spider-Man 2.
He was also in Taxi with.
With Robert De Niro?
No. Sorry, it's not Taxi. It's like what's the one with Queen Latifah? It's sometimes
and Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah. that is I think Taxi Driver or something like that.
Yeah.
No, Taxi Driver's one with Robert De Niro, I think.
No.
Yes, whatever. But
there's two Taxi Driver movies, no.
There is definitely she's in it. It's called Taxi something.
Oh, Taxi Driver's the 1976 film.
Which is a weird. That's like
it's a weird movie.
I didn't like that movie.
It's not. It's a weird movie.
And Taxi is the 2000. Yeah, you're right, Pat. You're right. Taxi's the 2004 with Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon.
He's in that, and then he gets like a ton of money for that Spider-Man 2 movie. He was in there for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he was in there.
On the subway, when like
after he stops the subway from like driving off the edge, and they pull him into the thing, he's like, "We're not gonna tell anyone who you are. You're a New Yorker," or something like that.
I've asked this for a long time. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
That second one was garbage, anyway. Like
the third one was real garbage when they had like emo Spider-Man come out.
Yeah.
I stopped at the second. That's when I stopped watching.
We watched the third one because we got PlayStation 3 and it came on. We got it came with the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Me and Pierre watched.
They couldn't give the movie away, so they
we watched it for like an hour, and they had the emo guy was dancing in the bar. I'm like, I'm done with this.
That's
crap.
what artists do nowadays, like to bump their record sales up. They'll link your album with like a concert ticket. A lot of these bigger artists will do that.
I mean, how many free CDs do I have in my car right now because of that? Every concert I've gone to, I got Mumford.
They do that to bump your record sales.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What was I gonna say? Is there a movie? That's actually it brings up a good. I was thinking about because that's Spider-Man 3, right? I remember that. We just stopped watching it. Is there a movie that you can recount where you've literally either gotten up and walked out, or just like you got halfway through and you're like, I can't watch this anymore?
The first Hulk movie I walked out of. It was so goddamn boring and long.
What movie?
The first Hulk.
Like the very
Hulk.
first one.
The one with Eric Bana.
Eric Bana, yeah.
So boring and so long. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
It was an Ang Lee movie. It was like one of the first real comic book movies to really try to be like a comic book. So they had shifting panels come in like a comic book page. It was not good.
It was not good.
Yeah.
For me, at least. If you like it out there, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Fuck that movie. I haven't seen it. Fuck that movie. Joe, what do you think? Anything?
I can't think of a movie I've walked out of, but there have definitely been a lot of shit movies, and I'm like, God, what I do is I fast forward them.
Yeah.
Just so I can get to the ending. I'm like, oh, you're just hitting every major trope in a movie? Okay, cool. So that guy's going to betray him. Yup, there it is. This person's going to die. Oh, here's the redemption. And this is the end.
Yeah, I think movies that you've seen, like that you've seen the movie before without having watched the movie, where it's like it's like the equivalent of like a prior movie. Like how many movies you've seen?
It's just like a cut and paste.
How many movies you've seen are basically Die Hard in a different scenario, right? Like
No.
Die Hard's the first one.
I stopped watching Casino about an hour in.
That's a long movie.
But mostly because I got busy at work. I was watching at work. And I got busy, and I just stopped. Never got back into it.
I like that movie, but it's a long movie.
It's not a bad movie. I never got the chance to finish it. Like I never got the chance to finish.
That's with Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Oh, brother!
I have a great story.
I've seen.
Wait, but you know that's like pretty spot on. And the reason they have that is those two guys came. They were in the Chicago outfit.
Yeah,
they came from Elmwood Park.
The mom that Joe Pesci's character plays lived in the house that my parents owned before it.
Really?
My neighbor, he passed away a couple of years ago, but he used to tell a thing like, her son's friends came by, they asked me to hold a package in the garage, and to not do anything with it. He goes, I was never more scared of my. I had to hold it for a weekend because I was never more scared in my life. I didn't touch it. I didn't look in it. They told me not to open it, and I couldn't get rid. He goes, I didn't eat anything that entire weekend. I just, as soon as they came back, I gave it to him. But yeah, the character that Joe Pesci plays, his mom lived in the house with my parents.
Did he get paid for holding that package or no?
No, They were just like, hey, do us a favor, like, just hold on to this.
God.
Nudge, nudge. And he was an Italian guy too, so he's like, I don't want to, I don't want to die.
But they talk about that the Chicago Outfit and that guy, and that movie was like a very. There's a scene in there that like the pension audit firm that my first their money went to build all those casinos.
Yeah,
and that's when all those guys got raided. They got really screwed on that one.
I can think of a lot of movies that I started watching and I'm like, this is terrible. But I can't think of like one of them.
That Netflix David Spade movie, I only watched like the first 10 minutes of it.
The Missy one? Missy, that was
I did with like Roman Reigns or whatever, who's like one of the wrestlers in the beginning, and he's messing with David Spade. I don't know who the wrestler is.
I did the same thing with the David Spade movie where he was going to fight the dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It was
So it's basically every David Spade movie past Tommy Boy.
No, I thought that was. It's funny.
I like the one with Adam Sandler where he was like a bank manager and Adam Sandler was supposed to be like an FBI agent.
Oh, that was okay.
I like that one.
I didn't mind the one with David Spade's his son's like this really like. And they're like in the metaverse almost kind of thing. And
I just couldn't get past
the one with the Missy, the wrong Missy one. That was I turned that off. It was terrible.
And you know why? Because it falls on that cringe level.
Oh yeah,
where you're just like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to watch this. I can't even imagine this happening in real life.
You know what's
funny?
Not like, be there. I feel like a lot of his. I think Dave Spade's now kind of moved on from it, but he did so well with Joe Dirt that he tried to make every character kind of a little bit similar to that. And he just couldn't get out of that, like, I'm a Joe Dirt type of guy, like, character.
Yeah. I have a hard time watching, I tried watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, that was too cringy for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I couldn't, I was done with that in a heartbeat. Like, I watched maybe 4 episodes.
Yeah, I watched almost all the first season. I'm like, I just can't do this anymore.
That was the same thing with The Office. I couldn't watch that.
The first season of The Office is very, very cringy.
Yeah,
it is,
Michael, the Steve Carell character.
Yeah, it gets better as it moves along, but the first season is really bad to watch.
I've seen other episodes. It's just
the British one's even worse, supposedly, how cringy the guy is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, it's like unbelievable.
I've been watching, who's that guy that wrote The Office originally, the British guy? Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
He's got a TV show called Almost Dead or something dead. The premise of this thing is his wife passes away. He works as a reporter in this small town, and it just, some of the interactions in that are just super cringy.
Is that a British show?
Yeah. It's on Netflix, though. It's like only on Netflix, and it's the same thing where he just has those like weird, awkward interactions with people, and you're just like, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, this is so uncomfortable
weird,
now. Why are you asking such a rude, abrasive question? Like, it's just uncomfortable.
I don't know if I've told this one on the podcast, but the only time I've literally gotten up in the movie theater and I walked out.
P.S. I love you.
Yeah, this girl said,
that's a Jordan.
That's with Gerard Butler and
no, but
McAdams.
Isn't that like one of the Sparks movies, Nicholas Sparks movies?
Could be Joe.
Okay, maybe.
She's like,
how dare you?
She's like,
that is a piece of art.
Joe loves that movie, Peter, you jerk.
She bought the tickets. I thought I was going to see I Am Legend. I got in there, and
Peter was trying to be her legend.
I sat through, and people were crying, and I'm like, what are we doing with our lives? You know, there's another movie and I got up and I walked and I went and saw the rest of I Am Legend. The other movie was, you ever see the one where it's like Mark Wahlberg, but it's like people are just randomly dying? And it's like the plants killing people?
Yeah, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Science.
No.
The other shitty one they made. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was horrible, too.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Another movie that infuriated me was The Village. One of his, like, when I watched The Village, I'm like, oh, this was stupid. I wasted 2 hours in this crap. The payoff was not worth. The juice was not worth the squeeze.
The Happening is the name of the movie.
The Village was also not. The juice was not worth the squeeze. It was fucking horrible at the end.
The Happening was so hyped.
Bad.
I'll never forget how hyped it was. And then you find out it was the trees.
Yeah. It's
Are
like
you kidding me?
That's like where they have all this great idea and they don't know how to end it. Like, let's make it the trees.
Yeah. Because it wasn't a miserable movie, but it was a miserable
In the
movie.
beginning, it was like, this is interesting. Why is this happening? Blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, you're like, oh, I guess I know why this is happening.
I thought The Village was really good till the end, and I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, this is fucking stupid. I wasted 2 hours on
It
shit.
became a thing where you're like, oh, I know there's going to be a twist. You're waiting for it, and then it happens, and you're like,
No.
nothing's ever going to be
the payoff was not
Sixth
there.
Sense, yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking about that Sixth Sense, and I remember I'll never forget when I watched that movie, and you find out at the end, and then I was thinking about poor Bruce Willis, and how I forget what it's called, but he's got like a
aphasia.
he's got, and where they're literally feeding him lines. Like
that's why that's why he did like 30 crappy movies in 2 years because he's making rocking some money.
That's crazy. Like you think, and going back to Will Smith not needing that $40 million, and if I wouldn't have known this, I would have been like, no, $40 million is a lot of money. Ben Affleck was able to buy. They were trying to buy like a $70 million home, like, and Ben Affleck could have done it on his own. That's how wealthy he is. And I'm like, how the hell is Ben Affleck that rich? And it's just
Because he's Batman.
Any of the movies he's like directed or any of those like.
But also, he had a lot of really big movies or something.
He was the
had
accountant.
Enormous. I mean, he makes movies
What?
like The
Okay.
Accountants, but it's like he helped co-write
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
He was the accountant.
He was
That's
the
all that
accountant.
matters.
The Town, Argo,
Armageddon he was in.
Armageddon. Yeah, I mean, how big is Armageddon?
Yeah.
What's the one about Pearl Harbor? He was
that's
in.
right.
Like he's in all these like major movies. Like he was a heartthrob in
They were all
back in the
garbage.
day.
I'm thinking. I'm
Doesn't
maybe
mean-
like
doesn't-
Argo.
he's
I know is
Still got paid, baby.
You're right.
Still
Yeah.
got paid.
Yeah.
You're right.
And he's producing.
He
a
was in
bunch
Bat.
of stuff,
He produced all the Bat. He was the producer on all the Batman and all those Justice League movies and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was he in Clueless?
No,
Or was that
was
somebody?
Paul Rudd.
No, you're thinking of Paul
Paul
Rudd.
Rudd.
I would
Yeah.
knew-
All
see
right.
that.
Amazing. You know where Jim Carrey made all his money? I forget what.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
He directed
The
on-
Mask.
The Mask
He don't-
is a-
I think it was the Mask where he did the Mask for like no salary, but he wanted ticket sales. And
like a percentage
Yes.
of points or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And
Okay,
he-
yeah.
like $40 million.
That's
he
what
nailed
that's
that.
what Nicholson did on the first Batman movie because like they couldn't pay his salary. He's like, they give me some backhand cut on it. And he made like 4 times what he really wanted.
Steven Spielberg and who wrote and directed Star Wars, George Lucas,
Yeah.
would trade points on their movies. So George Lucas would make money on the Star Wars movie, Steven Spielberg would make money off the Star Wars movies, and George Lucas would make money off a movie like Jaws and stuff like that.
Wow.
Because they would trade points. They were like friends growing up.
I think
or,
George Lucas
like-
also had the characters for. I think he developed Indiana Jones' character. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Think about if you had gotten Forrest Gump money. That movie it's top notch right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish on some fun notes here and make everybody feel good about themselves. This was a little bit more of an upbeat podcast. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
You guys did a good job.
Yeah,
there.
bring it
Let that
down.
one.
Way to go, Peter.
Hey, I got time. Did you guys see that Elon Musk is trying to buy Twitter
Yeah.
for
Basically.
$43 billion?
I love it.
Yep.
He's just racking up that Twitter stock for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you were a Twitter stockholder, I would be selling like a mother right now.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Get out, because he's not gonna be able to buy it anyways. And Twitter will do whatever they can. Not
Can he
to let
just
him
buy
out.
like a majority of the stock?
He already did.
No,
I think
he
he's a
bought
majority.
9%.
Because, I mean, couldn't
Yeah, but that puts him as like one of the top owners.
he's got
of
got enough money.
Twitter at this point.
Could he
yeah.
not just buy like 51% of the stock?
I think he's already got a major controlling portion of Twitter.
I can't believe really.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting though. But that was like one of the it kills me too is like when we're at the gym and there's headlines in the morning. It's literally 2 of the same headlines for like
Yeah.
an hour on MAC, like the Money Channel. All they talked about was
Yeah, we're at the gym. The market hasn't opened yet. It doesn't open until 8:30.
I get that, but and then on ESPN they're talking about like either Tom Brady.
Oh, they're always talking about the NFL. That's,
Yeah.
Gargoyle Tom Brady's nuts some more.
Well, last year it was all like during the summertime. It was all about the Bears and starting Justin Fields for like 4 weeks. It's like, shut up, dummies.
I thought this was pretty interesting.
He became in 2022 became the largest individual shareholder.
But what does he own percentage-wise?
9%.
It's like 9% or something.
So
like that.
I'm saying, could he just own it? Could he buy enough to be a majority? If he has 30%, that's the majority of it. Like, why doesn't he just buy the 30%? Then he can tell the company.
Well, that's what I was thinking he was trying to do. He's trying to buy.
But he can do it. Why? He has some financial means to do it.
43 billion. Does he have 43 billion or 43 billion?
If he's got enough stock in Tesla, he could probably get banks to finance it.
Yeah, but the problem is you start selling that amount of Tesla stock. Forget about it.
But if he could use his Tesla stock to probably get loans.
Well, he had to sell a whole bunch of stock
to pay
for
taxes.
taxes. So he's got to use that. I mean, the whole thing of him buying the Twitter stock was like he bought it 2 days after the close or some market, and so he had to pay like $100,000 in fines because he didn't pay or didn't declare his ownership of the stock.
Okay. Yeah.
And by doing that, he saved millions anyway. So he's like, yeah, I'll pay the fine. Sure, whatever.
You gotta love it.
What does he want to do with it?
Oh, he wants to bring Twitter into. He wants to
bring it into the 40th century.
No,
by sharing the algorithms and
he wants to take down that kid who was sharing where he was flying on a private jet with his Twitter.
Yeah, seriously. No, he just wants to make.
He wants to kick all the porn stars off.
He wants to make it more transparent, so people, I don't know about what you know about Twitter, Pat, but like,
I do not have a Twitter account.
You can't do much on Twitter. Like, if you say things, there's not a lot of free speech. They can just knock you out for whatever they want. And a lot of people make their money off Twitter. So if you get knocked off Twitter or you can't say things, also it's very left leaning. So you're pushing the right towards like weird places, and Elon Musk wants to make it more of an actual freedom of speech.
They're pushing the right back to Facebook and MySpace. And that's not what we're about.
No, there's some weird places you can go for the right.
The right, they're all right is taking over Friendster, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Napster's back.
In Spain, they just arrested. I don't know if they arrested this guy, but they're investigating a guy who has a private collection of taxidermed animals. It's over 1,000 animals, and this dude's got, and I think he had like 100,000 elephant tusks, and he was trying to make like a museum out of it. And they're like, "But how did you get?
How is this a feel good story?"
It was a random story.
When I was in Alaska, one of Katrina's dad's like friends had exotic animals like giraffes and all kind of shit that he hunted out over in Africa.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a giraffe head walking like, what the fuck is this?
And in the storage that Joe Ritchie has, he has a water buffalo. Like a huge water buffalo.
Evidently, the giraffe someone put the village put like a head like a bounty on it because it was like coming through and like fucking their shit up.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, that's a lot of the times. That's why a lot of why that happens.
That was hurting them during COVID because people weren't going in. They're like, this is messing up our ecosystem.
Women wins $10 million after accidentally pushing the wrong button on the lottery machine.
Nice.
How many times do you hear that? You ever think that, like, you go into a 7-Eleven and you're like, I should get a lottery ticket, and you're like, forget it. And then you walk out and you're like, damn it, what if that was my time?
Yeah.
That could have been me.
What ifs? Story of my lives. That never happened.
My favorite thing to do on a drive is to think about what I would do if I won the lottery.
And then Peter misses exit and he's pissed off.
That was. Oh, you want to hear a great story? So my sister came to the office today, so we had to drop her off. And we're like, well, let's see if we can just meet my dad somewhere.
Sister or your brother?
Sister.
Both of them.
Well, both of them, yeah. And so we're like, how do we get them so that like we can keep going to the comedy show?
Yeah.
But also get my family home.
Have them meet you at the hospital, right?
So, stupidly, me and my dad connected on a spot, and his thought and my thought were not connected. So my dad calls Chris like, hey, where you at? Or he was like kind of lost, and my brother's like, where are you at? And he's like, oh man, we went like all the way into the city, had to come all the way back.
He was all the way out by where we were at, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He could have just came right. He just could have came and picked him up. We tried to be nice, make it like a nice half and half, because we had to go down that way anyway. So if he just came down River Road, we could have just picked him up at Manheim or something.
Yeah.
I would have probably just chose like where your mom works and a nice little easy place to get to.
Yeah. That's what, Pat. I didn't even think about that, but that's kind of a drive. But you're right. That would have been the most miserable.
For you, it would have been right on a straight shot.
Yeah. No, but so we come all the way back, and like me and Chris were like, we left a little early. We tried to make this nice and convenient. And we ended up just kicking ourselves in the ass anyways.
Yeah.
And then you get there.
Another story of Peter McGraw trying to do something right and it just kicks him in the ass.
Am I the only person in the world who tries to do something and it always goes opposite? Like I'm just like, I'll do something nice for somebody, and then the absolute opposite thing happens. What I forgot what I was saying. I said something to Chris today, and I wish I could think about it. My brain is so freaking it's just so much.
Just fried.
Company settles dog leafing allegations for more than $900,000. A California-based finance company agrees to pay more than $900,000 to settle allegation that it was illegally leashing dogs in Massachusetts. Wait, what?
Terrific. That's a great feel-good story.
There we go again, right?
Crushing
This is kind of it's not doing so well for me.
Podcast was up and Peter's bringing it down. Baby.
Yeah, man.
Illegally leashing dogs. That's leasing dogs leasing.
Oh, you don't even know how to say words.
I was thinking leashing. Like they were just like coming up and
I kind of assume you said leasing, but you know.
That's why. Who would lease a dog?
Okay, my dog now, baby.
Who's? Have you ever heard of leasing a dog?
Joe leases his dog all the
You
time.
can see if you like it. You know, you can try it out a little bit, see how it works out. If it doesn't work out,
See how many chicks it picks up for you.
If you don't like it, you can return it, and you know.
Are you thinking these people are actually like just jacking dogs off the street and then leasing them out?
That
I
happened.
think
That
so.
happened in like the 50s in like Tennessee, or I forget what state it was. There was like this lady who was running this really famous orphanage. What she was really doing was just stealing babies and sending them out to people.
Yeah. That wasn't like that. Like you think that'd be like 100 years ago?
It was
That
like
really
1950s.
yeah, not really that long. And then like,
She made a ton of money on that.
there was this other thing. I think this doctor, like this baby doctor, these parents would have a kid, and then the doctor would come back and be like, "Oh, the kid died, and we're just gonna bury it," and it would just be shuffled out the back door, and then it would be adopted by somebody.
And then you,
Oh,
and you get the adoption fee from somebody.
Yeah, but they did this in like in the early 90s or 80s. Like this whole group of people who were a part of this scam, they came together because it was like over like 500 people who had been illegally adopted to other families.
Holy cow.
How insane is that? Like, I mean, people are. If there's a way to make $1, somebody's going to try to figure out how to do it.
Absolutely.
Let's see if there's anything here I can. These are all not great, guys. I mean, there's no good stories in the world at this point. Is it just me, or is it?
How about the Cubs signing of Japanese outfielder Seiya Suzuki? Does not seem, at least through the first 6 games in, Chris?
7.
7 games in does not seem like a horrible idea.
Nice. There we go. Pat Lynch, bringing it to an optimistic outlook. The Cubs may do something
That's
this
hilarious.
season.
That's. I mean, what are we? How many games are we in?
7 games in.
7 games in.
He's got 3 home runs in
We
7
just
games.
said that.
7 games. This
That's
is where
it.
we're at. This is what we got. This is all we got.
Hey, you're the one.
They're over 500. You can't.
Is there
complain about
any
that.
like? Did you guys? Have you heard of any? I'm trying to think if there's anything, any like good stories that I heard from, and it just feels like, there hasn't been any like fun feel good stories this week. Russia's kind of still not great. The stock market not great. I mean, it is Easter Sunday. Joe's got. At least Joe gets to have a good weekend. He's got 2 family dinners this weekend.
Yeah.
How long do you think? Are
Easter
you
dinner and Easter breakfast.
okay?
Yeah.
So you're gonna
Sleeping
go from
over?
eating to eating?
What's that? Yeah, so I'll go from one night tomorrow and then stuff, maybe not breakfast, but like brunch,
Yeah.
dinner.
How long are the masses that you're going to be participating in?
Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. I'm guessing a solid 90 minutes.
Are you doing all
Who's it-
13? Are you doing
who's
all
dinner
13
with?
stations across?
What's that?
Are you doing all 13 stations across?
No. I don't think
Who's dinner with?
dinner's with my family,
And
and
then
then
Lunch,
mass,
brunch, dinner,
brunch,
and masses.
with Sarah's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joe, I overheard a religious conversation, and my heart felt for you.
I have a wonderful Easter breakfast with McGraw's coming up.
Oh yeah.
We're getting ham at 9:30 in the morning.
Ham!
No sides. Just
Ham.
Ham.
no
Look at the
sides.
shy ham.
What would you like to eat? Ham.
And Dave Collis is making an appearance at 10:30. It's gonna be fucking
It's going to be
great.
a hell of an Easter. And on that note, Chris, get me out of here.
Bye.